What's going on, you guys? I'm Jay.
I'm C, and we're that haunted couple.
And I know, it's been a while. It's been almost 2 months. If you've been with the channel for a minute, you know last year, kind of halfway through the year, we rebranded to That Haunted Couple. We used to be C&J Travels and Adventures, so lately we've been in Colombia. I'll drop, a few videos here and there. If you guys want us to start dropping those type of videos again, just leave it down in the comments and we will start doing that. But we're back. Haunted season is here early. We got a haunted house to go to next week. But for now, we're going to be talking about Halloween Horror Nights 2025 because a few announcements have finally dropped. We have a few houses and a few scare zones, diners, maybe a house. But let's go ahead and grab your drinks, grab a snack, and let's go on ahead and dive in. So the first announcement that Halloween Horror Nights themselves announced that a whole lot of people have been wanting for years upon years, but we don't know if it's a house, a diner, or a scare zone, but Five Nights at Freddy's.
So this year, Five Nights at Freddy's is coming in a whole new way to this year's Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights in both Hollywood and Orlando.
Yes, so it's going to be in Hollywood, as C just said, and Orlando. Now, they didn't mention if it was going to be a house, a scare zone. I personally think it's going to be a diner, only because I don't know if you're familiar with the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise or whatever, but they started out, the very first Five Nights at Freddy's obviously was in a pizzeria, kind of. So I personally think, I don't think it'll be a house this year, but I definitely think it'll either be a scare zone or a Five Nights at Freddy's diner.
I'm just confused because they said a whole new way.
Yes, so that's the whole new way portion.
I wonder if they're gonna turn Mel's Diner into something, use something that's already there, because it's not like they're gonna build a whole new restaurant just for this.
No, I think they will. If it is a diner, I think they'll just redo Mel's Diner into Freddy's Diner or something along those lines, or like we said, a scare zone. I think it'd be one of those two. I don't think they're gonna do a house this year for Five Nights at Freddy's, unfortunately. But
either way, I'm excited.
Either way, we're gonna get it one way or another. The next announcement was a house announcement. Fallout. There's no sheltering from this horror. See if you can survive the nuclear apocalypse as you're immersed in Fallout. Now, I've personally never played Fallout.
Me either.
I'm a big gamer, but I've never played Fallout. I have a lot of friends that play Fallout, and from what we were seeing in the comments, Fallout does have the potential to be scary if you're I feel like if you're in a house with mutated beings from a nuclear explosion, that's what I personally feel like it'll be like.
I don't know, I've never played Fallout either, but I think that with a nuclear apocalypse, I mean, if you're familiar with anything like nuclear, that can be almost mutated, tormented. Yeah, and I'm excited to see. I say this all the time, but how they're able to do with the visual effects and everything that goes along with that.
They did pretty good with the effects in A Quiet Place last year. In my opinion. That was, I mean, you got the big creatures, and they had some animatronics and some of them in costumes, so they'll find a way.
I'm excited to see what they can do with how much money they just spent on Epic Universe and see what their budget will be with Halloween Horror Nights this year. Oh yeah,
I don't think this year will be I think next year or the following year will be Halloween Horror Nights kind of how it used to be.
Revamped.
Not revamped, but just how it used to be.
Yeah.
The next house announcement ended up being Jason Voorhees.
The iconic horror villain Jason Voorhees is coming for you. Step into his terrifying world from his sinister shack in the woods to the summer camp where it all began.
I like Jason.
I'm excited for this one.
If I had to choose between Jason and Michael Myers, they've done a lot of Michael Myers houses. We've personally never experienced it, but that Michael Myers is one of definitely my top like slasher films, if you want to call that. But Jason is, third. My slasher film list is Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason. So just having a Jason Voorhees house, I think, will be pretty A1. Pretty A1. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm excited to see how they are able to divide the Michael Myers and Jason. I hope that they don't have like
No, they're not. Michael Myers ain't gonna be there.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, from the Michael Myers house to the Jason house, like how they're able to kind of.
I mean, they're two separate.
Exactly.
They're two separate
but
things.
I hope that they don't do like how in the Michael Myers house there were like 10 of them.
Oh, it
you know
will
what
be.
I mean? I don't want them to do that though. I hope like they lead up to the one Jason.
They gonna have to get a tall actor for Jason.
Shoot,
Jason's
they did with Michael Myers.
6'7". The latest house announcement ended up being El Artista, or Artista, however you want to pronounce it, a Spanish haunting. In 19th century Spain, a torture artist moves into an isolated country manor for inspiration. But the art comes alive and possesses him. The vibes that I'm getting from this house, I would say, is what was that one? Museum of Deadly Exhibits. I feel like it's kind of gonna be like that, a mixture of that and what was the Monsters House? Monsters of Latin America. I think it'll be kind of a mixture between those two, but it's gonna have one like twisted villain, obviously being the artist.
I don't know. I'm excited for this because in my mind I see like I'm visualizing like a bunch of like picture frames that like are open where there's like art that can disappear. Like the disappearing glass or whatever. In my mind, like that's what I'm imagining, but it could be different. But that's just like the scenario I'm creating in my head. I'm excited for this one.
Yes, I would need kind of like a. They had the Jason Voorhees trailer and not really a Fallout. It hasn't really even been a trailer of any of them, but the latest one being a Spanish haunting. They just dropped like the picture art. It wasn't any like pre-video or anything like that. So besides what they typed up, we really don't have anything to go off of besides just an artist whose stuff pretty much possesses him. But this year, obviously, we're going to be going October 11th. I want to say we'll be there. That's Saturday. The weekend of October 10th, whatever that Saturday is, so I'm pretty sure the 11th, we'll be there. Obviously, we're going to be going to
Universal Studios.
Well, that's going to be Halloween Horror Nights, but we're going to be going to Islands of Adventures and Epic Universe. We already have our tickets before they end up selling out. So we'll be there. Definitely going to be dropping a video for every ride, every house, pretty much covering everything that Epic Universe has to offer. And then Islands of Adventures, just for old time's sake, obviously we'll do some videos within the park as well. But like we said, we got some haunted stuff coming here very soon. And by very soon, I mean this upcoming week. The Wentz Brothers Summer Scream. So haunted content is back, finally. We're back from traveling and we're kind of had a drought because Halloween Horror Nights really wasn't announcing. Yeah, they were real quiet up until the past 2 weeks or so. So we're back covering everything and excited to get this haunted season started. Anything you would like to leave them off on?
Let us know what you're excited to see, if there's anything that you want us to specifically cover while we're there. Other than that, we'll catch y'all next time.